All of us are only instruments. That you should remember. We are only instruments. Why? Because we have not created our body, nor have we put life in it. This is a machine. And the divine operator inside has put the life in it, and therefore the machine works. And the in-breath, after the breath goes out, there is no guarantee it will come back inside. He does the choosing. So He is very much inside us, every one of us. And He is playing everybody's role. Like, we put on one dress today, and then tomorrow another sari, and day after another sari, or some salwar kameez, whatever it is. Like we put on different dresses. God also puts on different costumes. Our body is the costume. He puts on this costume and plays her role. He puts on this costume and plays her role. He puts on this costume and he plays the role of Maruti ji. And he plays the role of all of us. He puts on the body of an ant. And he goes in search of the sweet. He puts on the body of a worm and he wriggles. He puts on the body of a bird and he flies. He puts on the body of a tree and he sways in the wind, unable to move. Every creature that you come across in the cosmos, it is He. It is He in different forms, in different names. So for today's problems in the world, the easiest solution is chanting the name. Chanting a powerful name which can help, give you immediate help and guidance and protection. Yogi Ramsuratkumar used to say, you can put this beggar's name in a test tube and experiment. He would challenge people. Thousands of people live by this name. People who have come up in life from the scratch. The Nama is very, very powerful, and it can make your everyday life more comfortable. And what is more, Nama is tapasya. Nama will transform you. It will not only solve your problems, it will also transform you. Meaning, you, as you keep on chanting the name, you will find a refinement in thinking. You will find refinement in your words. You will find efficiency in your actions. Because everything begins to improve. So we should learn to fill our life with the Nama of a deity. If Rama is your Ishta Devata, keep chanting Ram Nam, Om Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, or simply Rama, Rama, Rama. If Krishna is your Ishta Devata, you can chant any of Krishna's name, Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, whatever. If Shiva, Om Namah Shivaya, Arunachala Shiva. If nothing else at all, chant Yogi Ramsuratkumar and see what happens. And then let me know your own stories. Here is a name, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, that works fast, that can also transform you into a better being. So Nama, as I said, in those days, avatar, Rama avatar to kill Ravana, Krishna avatar to kill Kamsa. Avatars were happening. But now in Kali Yuga, only Nama avatar. And Nama avatar, what does it do? It doesn't kill people. It doesn't kill wicked people because there are so many wicked people. The world is full of them. So what does it do? Nama kills the sins of people. Nama kills the sins and purifies people. It's a great purifier. You know, we have many, many advertisements these days as purifying solution. What do they call it? The cleanser. The cleanser. Nama is the best cleanser. Suppose I travel and I find my hand dirty or something, I will simply say Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar and start eating. Nothing happens. During Corona time, nobody got it in the ashram. When bodies were piled up there outside, people were dying. So much of disaster, havoc. So Nama is the greatest protection. We need such protection in life. We need guidance in life. We need help. If you look at individuals, nobody feels secure. Can anybody raise their hand saying that, no, we feel secure? There will come a time in life, some past karma, prarabdha karma, will start to play up, and all that you hold as security in life, your money will not help you, your power will not help you, your own relatives will not help you, your friends will not help you, all that you hold very dear and secure, that will all be cut off and you will be utterly helpless. You will be reduced to utter helplessness when you have to forcibly turn to God. So when people tell you, remember God, remember the name, and make your life more comfortable, you better listen to it and do it. Otherwise, God will take up the rod in hand and teach you the lesson. Because the very purpose of life is to remember God. It is not to indulge in the pleasures of the world. It is to remember Him, because He has given you this body. He has put life in it. He can do anything with you. He is the boss. So you have to be afraid, you have to fear Him. These days, in those days people used to say God-fearing, he's a God-fearing man. Now nobody says that. Even if somebody says that, people make fun. Now they have their own arguments. You see one thing about Kali Yuga, people live any way they like and create a philosophy to suit their life. In those days, people had a philosophy and they lived up to that. But now people live any way they like and create a philosophy to suit themselves. So, we have to remember the most fundamental truth of life. What? That we don't exist at all except as instruments in the hands of God. And God is not out there in a temple or in an ashram. He's right inside you. It is in Him your every breath is rooted. Your in-breath, out-breath. Your in-breath, it comes out of Him. And it subsides in Him. When your very breath is from Him, should you not know that He is the foundation of your life? And should you not remember Him? So, remembering God is the one great solution, a permanent solution for all our problems, endless problems of life. And you can see how it practically, intelligently works. And there are stories and stories and stories. I can tell you any amount of them. How the Nama helps, the glory of the name. Because you cannot see God. You only hear about Him. But Nama you hear, it is tangible, and you are able to chant it. For meditation, it takes a little more purification, concentration. For Atma Vichara, again purity and concentration. But Nama, anybody can say it, and anywhere. For example, the ladies of the house, the wives. You can chant the name while cooking. And because I am only an instrument, Bhagwan, I'm cooking for you, so that I can offer it to you. And I keep chanting and chanting. When you chant the name while cooking, if you have the inner sensitivity, you can see a sattvic layer falling upon the food. And when you serve, after cooking, you just have to, you don't even have to take it to the puja room. Say, Bhagwan, I have cooked all this for you. Kindly take it. Kindly accept it. Just offer it. That's another layer of sattvic energy. And you feed your children with this. There will be greater unity among them. They won't go into fight unnecessarily. It takes a little time. You have to be patient. Because they say, no, you don't go around the peepal tree and then get pregnant immediately. Everything takes its time, but this is a very sure solution. The one solution for all problems of life is Nama. Remembering the name is remembering God. Yogi Ramsuratkumar used to say that is living in God. And it's only when you live in God, you serve the purpose of life. So we have all come to live this life. So it's only when we remember God, we live. Otherwise we are dead. Though the body will continue to breathe. Every time, in fact, Yogi Ramsuratkumar would go one step ahead and say, remembering God is dharma, forgetting God is adharma. It's only when you forget God, we begin to indulge in adharmic activities. Such thoughts would begin to occur because the people around will become more influential. And without knowing, we get influenced. Whereas if the hold of God is over you, it's not so easy. So in Tiruvannamalai, right from the time immemorial, there have been rishis, ancient rishis, and masters, realized souls, and sadhaks, true seekers of God. There is a mountain, that's why it's called Tiruvannamalai. Malai means pahad. And there it happens that the mountain itself is Lord Shiva. Therefore the whole of Tiruvannamalai is the sanctum sanctorum, the Garbhagriha of Shiva. You know, in any Garbhagriha, the energy, how much is the energy? Nobody is allowed inside. And the energy is so high there. So the entire Tiruvannamalai has a very strong spiritual current. I used to give this example, like after a day's work, you feel very tired and hungry, you come back home, you have to cook and eat, and then go to bed. So sometimes you decide against cooking and then you go straight to bed. But suppose you come back hungry and tired, somebody has cooked the food and kept on the table. All that you have to do is serve yourself and go to bed immediately. Tiruvannamalai has this cooked energy. When you come there, you do even a little chanting, little remembrance of God, it has enormous fruit. Because there's already this high energy. It will boost up your tapasya, and it will also add up to the energy of your sadhana. Now, the recent times, there was one Seshadri Swami from Kanchipuram. Kanchipuram is being ruled by the Divine Mother Kamakshi. And after Seshadri Swami came on the scene, Raman Maharishi, he is from the place Madurai, the place of Divine Mother Meenakshi. And after that, Yogi Ramsuratkumar from Varanasi, there Kasi Visalakshi, Divine Mother. So they had all come and done their spiritual ministry. So now, right now, there are other people, but these main 3 ashrams are there. And people go there and benefit a lot. They are the places of sanctuary for peace, joy, relief from the suffering. Yogi Ramsuratkumar himself, he was very unpredictable. You know, he lived in the streets as a beggar, penniless beggar. He used to wear dirty clothes. I mean, somebody would have given him white dhoti once upon a time, and he would not easily take it off. Sometimes it would be 1 year or 2 years also. The dhoti would become brown, and from brown to black. And then it would tear here and there. And he used to wear 2 or 3 shawls, even in the most hot summer. And you know, his hair would not have seen oil at all for years. And he would tie a turban very carelessly, that even that would be hanging here and there. But his eyes are a different story. There would be fire in his eyes, that is the fire of supreme knowledge. Just one look from him, or one gesture of raising hand in benediction, things would happen. Such was the power of these great masters. But now, after their Mahasamadhi, these great masters live in fullness in their names or in their prescription of sadhana. Raman Maharishi has prescribed Atma Vichara. He lives in that Atma Vichara. So anyone who attempts it with sufficient purity and concentration would progress. Yogi Ramsuratkumar lives in the name Yogi Ramsuratkumar. It is packed with his power and grace, that when the minute you find yourself in a great difficulty, you just have to call out Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar. You will see how you are helped. So how do we bring God into our daily life? All of us, most of us are householders. The lady of the house has so much work to do at home, and the man is earning bread. He goes to the office. Now the lady of the house, you have to cook for the children, you have to look after the house. If you think that your house is the house of God, and whatever work you do there as an offering to God, because you are only an instrument. God is working through you, but we cannot help thinking that I am doing it. So what do? I have done this work, I am offering it to you. So keep on offering. You know, it's very easy to pluck flowers. Every tree and plant, they go into a lot of trouble to create a flower, a beautiful flower. But what do? We just pluck it insensitively and then put it at the feet of God and then say we have done puja. Suppose you offer your every action, even as a flower, at His feet. What a powerful puja it should be. So at home, the ladies, when you cook, you can keep chanting the name and think that, Bhagwan, I am cooking only for your sake. Just one sentence. I am doing this for you. Not for my children, not for my husband, but for you, so that this will become prasad, and then they will eat. And then when you do clean up the place, or when you wash the clothes, you say they're all work. This is His house, so whatever work is here, it is His work. So do it as seva, in the spirit of offering. And the man who goes to the office, while traveling, you can keep chanting the name. When you chant the name, you are immediately connected to the Nami. You know, in that cell phone, you have contact, You just press that and then you make contact with that person. Here you don't have to do anything. You don't need any cell phone. The minute you call out Yogi Ramsuratkumar, you get instantly connected with him. The highest power that runs your life with all its details, that runs everybody's life with all their details. You can call out Rama. Rama is instantly present and you get connected to the highest power. You call it Rama, Krishna, Shiva, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, it's all one divinity. So the minute you call out the name of God, you get connected to the highest power. Otherwise, there is God in all of us, but that God, what does He do? He is a witness. Even if a murderer should go to murder a baby, he would not stop him. He will be just witnessing it. But the minute you call out Yogi Ramsuratkumar, that witness consciousness becomes a personal God. He begins to look at you. He comes to know your thoughts and prayers, your troubles. And there is immediate rushing of help. So, remembering God, remembering the name is remembering God. Remembering God is living in God. And living in God is the purpose of life. Remembrance of God is the purpose of life. When you do this properly, you will see no matter how many troubles come to your life, you will have enough courage to face the challenges of life. God will somehow arrange, because your calling out to Him will not go waste. See, when people come to you for help, don't you help? Wouldn't God help when we go to Him? When you call out His name and then say, God, please, please, I'm so helpless, please help me. Won't He help? And He is right inside you. So if you want the impersonal witness God to become personal and participate in your life, help you, guide you, protect you, remember the name. The easiest and the highest. The living master tells you very nicely, remember God, remember the name, remember the name. If you don't listen, you think, oh, what nonsense all this. There's a Western influence. Then the world will beat you and teach you that same thing. If you don't learn it the soft way from a living master, then the world teaches you the hard way. In any case, you have to learn the lessons of life. And that is why the troubles come to you. Every trouble. I remember once, when I was sitting with Yogi Ramsuratkumar, we used to get lots of letters. Bhagwan used to get lots of letters. And every letter carried so much sorrow. Sometimes I could not bring myself to read those letters. I would feel terrible. And then I would want to ask Bhagwan, why is that God is the ocean of grace, Karuna Sagar. We say Karuna Sagar. So why would He give such terrible sorrows to people? So finally I brought myself to ask him. Somehow I managed to ask him. Yogi Ramsuratkumar used to smoke. If you go to the north, you will see many, many great sadhus smoking. He was smoking. That was his way of alleviating the sufferings of people. When he smoked, he would be burning up the karmas, the bad karmas of people, so that all the blocks, obstacles will move away from the path. So he was smoking. I used to read out the letters and he would be smoking. and people would get their blessings. So one day I asked him, why would your father do this kind of thing? It's so heartless, it's so pointless that people should suffer like this. He just looked at me and didn't say anything. And then it was the veranda of Sudama house. And it was rainy season. There were 5 steps, and then you step onto the veranda. And we had put a gunny bag as footrest, so that whenever we came out from the rain, we would wipe our feet on that. I never looked down at it. Swami said, Devaki, you see that gunny bag? Something is written there, Devaki. Just go see. Here I was asking a very grave question, that why would people suffer? Why would your father give this? And all that you said, you see, there is some footrest there, the gunny bag. Something is written there, you go read. But then I dared not ask him why he was saying that. So I went near, and it was written in Tamil. Yogi Ramsuratkumar was from the UP, Uttar Pradesh. Of course, he knew Tamil, he was also speaking in Tamil, but I never saw him read in Tamil. It was written in Tamil that this bag contains #1 strong rice, cleansed of stones, brawn, and broken bits. So I read it out in Tamil. He said, looked at me, said, Devaki, that is it. Meaning that is the answer to your question. Here I was asking him, why would your father give so much suffering to people? And then I was thinking, my God, there's no connection at all. Why would he say such a thing? But in his presence, the divine power would act upon us. And somehow suddenly I understood that how the rice is cleansed of stones, bronze and broken bits. Every suffering that we get as the result of our past karma carries a blessing. It also carries a blessing. How? Because the suffering that we go through cleanses us, transforms us. If you look back in your own life, some of the things that you went through, you would see how many times you got wisdom out of that. Sometimes not getting what you want from God can also be a blessing, because there will be a better thing waiting for you. So the grace works in different ways, in different situations, for different people. In the beginning of life, we pray to God, for our examination of something. And then we think that only when we get it from God, it is grace. But slowly, as you grow up, remembering God, you understand that He's not giving something that you want can also be a blessing. Because there may be a better situation awaiting us. And after that, as you grow up further, you will begin to see only grace in everything. You will see that everything that happens in life is pure grace. How? If you wait sufficiently, patiently, you will see how anything that happened proves to be a blessing. Now that is the state of the living masters. For them, whatever happens is only grace. So from the LKG level, that it's only when God gives me what I want, it is grace. Otherwise, God is very cruel. He's gone to sleep. He's not listening to me anymore. So I will go and drink, or I will make merry. But after some time, not getting what you want also proves to be a blessing. So slowly we evolve in life. Finally, we begin to understand that God is running everybody's life with all the details. And whatever happens, at any moment, is the best that can happen to us at that moment. This is what Yogiji kept repeating. Whatever happens at any moment in your life is the best that can happen to you at that moment, no matter how negative it looks while happening. And Yogiji also used to say, wherever you are placed in life at any moment is the best place for your all for your spiritual growth. It is best for your transformation. Wherever you are placed in life, it's the best place for your spiritual growth. Often we think there's a better alternative somewhere, We want to get out of the situation, this life, and it's boring. Maybe if I come and stay in Tiruvannamalai, I would progress fast. Many people come there and then find out that it's not what they thought. So God is already running everybody's life the best possible way. He has his own calculations. According to your karmas, he has to run your life. And even as you go through the karmic results, it must be a blessing for you. So there is so much intelligence involved. So the best thing that we have to do is to hold on to his feet, chant his name and pray to him to solve the problem, to help us.